What's going on, guys? Welcome back to your Lake Fork Guide. Got Mr. Mike Bray with me, my buddy Vic Pearsall, one of my good old buddies out here with me today. We're going to be on Lake Fork. It's the wintertime, and we're going to be doing what is probably the most productive pattern for trophy bass of all time in the state of Texas. That's fishing a black and blue jig on creek channel edges on Lake Fork in February. Oh, talk to me. Oh, talk to me. Come here, you big girl. We just jig fishing, folks. Big old tank. Go. Fish bump. Oh, fish bump. Get him. Oh, come on. Don't let up on him.
I think it's actually the erogenous.
No, it's the her.
It's erogenous.
All right, guys, before we get started in today's video, we're going to take y'all jig fishing on Lake Fork like we promised, but I want to introduce you to today's guest. Mr. Mike Bray is behind the camera. You guys saw him in the very beginning. You'll see him fishing with us today a lot. This right here is my good buddy, been a friend of mine for years, Mr. Vic Pearsall. Vic, thank you so much for joining us today. Also, folks, we're not going to tell you why. Just call him Charlie. That's his real name is Charlie. That's what we're going to refer to him as. Oh, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie.
Charlie's in the house, folks. Anyways, wanted you guys to meet Vic Pearsall because, like I said, Vic's been a friend of mine for years, but Vic has also decided to go ahead and put his leg into the guiding business. He's going to start a guide business on Lake Fork this year. Just started it. So Vic's going to be running trips as of now going forward. Vic, this is always something, you know, a lot of people fish Lake Fork, but dude, you fished it for as long as just about anybody that's still out here. How long have you been fishing Lake Fork?
I've been out here fishing this lake since probably '94. Pretty much fished it from the bank.
I'm a fishing guy, not a math major, folks, but I think
it's a long time.
I think that's 28 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I think that's 28 years.
Yeah.
30 years almost.
Yeah, about 30 years.
So Vic's going to be joining us today. Wanted to introduce y'all to him. He's going to hang out with us. But man, Vic is my guy. And we're going to go out and do some jig fishing today, Vic. And I know, like I said, this is traditionally in the state of Texas, this pattern of black and blue jig on Lake Fork in January, February timeframe, man, that's probably kicked out more giant bass than any other single pattern that there is in the world of bass fishing.
It's money right now. It's what you want to be throwing.
It's one of them deals where you go around and do it all day. Maybe you don't get very many bites. You know, maybe you only get 3 bites, 5 bites, 10 bites is a good day on a jig. 15 bites is, oh man, we're catching them. But within those 3 or 5 or 10 bites,
It's going to be solid fish.
Your average size is going to be really good, and you have a very, very legitimate chance at the fish of a lifetime doing this on this pond this time of year, man. To me, one of the key things that we need to look for today is, A, we want to be around those creek channel edges. In the wintertime, as temperatures drop, those fish funnel back to the middle of these creek arms. They funnel back to the middle of pockets, things like that, and they get in those low spots, those drains and those creek channels. And to me, the best ones are the ones that have the biggest drop-off. So what I'm going to do today, what I'm going to do today is concentrate on the creek channels that I know from my years out here that have the steepest drop-offs on them. The other key component is the type of stumps. There's a type of stump that exists on the edge of these creek channels, folks, that we're going to really need to focus on today. And I don't know what we're going to catch or not catch today, but I'll bet you just about everybody we get today is going to come off a live oak stump about that big around. The reason that is those live oak stumps, yeah, it's a big stump, that's a bigger piece of cover, but they grow near the most water. So that means wherever the lowest spot is, the deepest drop off, the best water flow before this was a lake, when it was just a creek channel, those live oak stumps are going to grow right on the edge of those drop offs. That's what I really love about fishing this pattern when the lake is low. You can see all these stumps and it makes you so precise because you can identify the bigger stumps and know exactly where the edge of the channel is by seeing those big live oak stumps. If you guys are coming out and you're confused as to what I'm talking about, we'll show you guys some footage. You can see these big live oaks lined up down the edge of the channel, and we'll show you guys some shots of that, versus when you look out and see various sizes stumps or skinnier stumps, littler stick-ups, you know, maybe a post oak or who knows what kind of trees they were, boat arc trees, whatever it may be. That's going to be a key component today, is finding those areas that hold those bigger live oak stumps so that we can be right on the edge of the drop-off. Because that's a key right now in the wintertime with changing temperatures.
Yeah, and the root systems that come with the big trees, that's what you want to focus on, because they're going to get tangled up and mixed up in those big root systems.
Maybe even more so than the drop-off being valuable is the root system being valuable, because essentially that's a brush pile at the base of that tree where those roots are exposed, and the more of that you have, that's a bigger denser piece of cover, that's going to lend a dominant fish to want to be on that.
Yeah.
So that's what we're focusing on. Creek channel drop-offs, the root systems of these big live oak trees, and putting a black and blue jig in some big old girls' faces. You know what I'm saying?
Big old girl.
Listen, we don't need no buck bass today.
No.
Them male bass, we looking for them pregnant. Guess what? They pregnant, Vic.
They are pregnant right now.
They are 100% pregnant. They're like third trimester. She's eating pickles and orange juice and peanut butter and bananas and all kinds of weird stuff. Peanut butter and bananas is actually pretty good.
That is pretty good.
I'm in on that. The rest of that pregnancy stuff, I don't know. They eat some weird stuff. These fish are eating weird stuff. They're about to eat a jig. Let's go get them, man.
They're about to eat it.
All right, let's go get them. Yeah, partner.
What is that? What is that?
It's old jig fish.
It's old jig fish.
That's what that is.
Thank you, sir.
That's a jig fish, and that's a crankbait stick, folks. That's what that is.
Don't be lying to me like that.
That's a crankbait stick I got over there. That's a jig fish.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta adapt, you know.
Cajun crawl. I see you. I like it. I said hush hush. Don't tell nobody about that color, Mike.
That's right. I ain't what you
Wait a minute. Hold on. We got to engage the GoPro zoom. Ready? Ear scratch.
Ear scratch.
Ear scratch. GoPro zoom engage. There it is. There's the GoPro zoom. Nice. Start us off anyway. The old guarantee tree. You lost him. Throw back in there. Get another one. There's another one in there. There'll be another one in there. That's a pretty decent one too. Wasn't no giant.
No, that's why I was like.
For the record, because the camera wasn't rolling yet, did I not tell you before we got here to throw at that stump?
So this right here is called the guaranteed tree. Billy said throw right there, you're gonna get a bite. I threw, I got
First
the bite.
cast.
First cast. I didn't follow through and put the fish in the boat.
Yeah. So, Vic was in your way. You didn't want to boat flip it on Vic's head.
I was trying not.
Yeah, just
Yeah, we're going.
you
I was
flip
trying to be
it.
polite,
You
but-
flip it right on my head. You need to.
Okay.
He dumped it, didn't
He
he?
dumped it.
Yeah.
He did it just like he was supposed to.
Popped off a jig. Popped off one of those roots and went tick.
There's another one.
Get him. Get. Oh, come on! Don't let up on him. Don't let up
The
on
better
him.
fish right here.
Oh, get the net, Vic. Get the net.
Better fish.
It's got to be unfolded and then extended.
Better fish.
Oh yeah, it's a nice one. Not a bad one. Get him, Vic.
That was a slow motion.
The old guarantee tree. That's a nice chuck.
Look at that.
Yeah, boy.
Look at that.
Yeah, man.
Look in the mouth right there.
She gone.
Yum yum.
Hell yes. Bring that tail down, girl.
Come on, girl.
Yes. Beautiful. Well done, my man.
Thank you, sir.
Great job. Get you another one. I think the most I've ever caught off that one stump is 5.
No kidding.
So whole guarantee tree. This is going to be our weapon of choice today, guys. This is a 6 cents hybrid jig in black and blue. I've got a Nirvana color trailer. It's got black and blue flake on one side, green pumpkin on the other. You can go straight black and blue. You really can go any kind of dark color you wanted to.
Yeah.
We've got dirtier water typically this time of year. It gets a little muddier on Lake Fork where we're going to be fishing up in these creek arms on these creek channels. The water's not real clear. So we do like the dark colors, black and blue jig. Don't overthink it. Yeah, green and brown or different colors can work at times, but I promise you they're not going to not bite it because it's black and blue. They'll bite that every day out here. So if you come to Lake Fork, pick up a black and blue jig. This is actually a 3/4 ounce jig, which that's a little something that may be contradictory to what you've heard in the winter. It goes smaller, slower falling. We want this jig to go crashing down into those roots, and when it hangs on those roots and it pops off, it falls really fast. It actually creates a reaction bite, similar to ripping a trap or chatterbait out of a grass when it snaps. This thing hangs up on the roots, pops off, falls down right in their face, and they bite it like I almost bit my hand right there. But 3/4 ounce black and blue hybrid jig, that's going to be our deal today. We are going to have some wind today, so that's another reason to throw the 3/4 ounce, to be able to stay in contact and feel those
Be
roots.
able to feel everything at the bottom.
Yeah, sometimes that wind gets to blowing. You get sideways angle on that wind with a 1/2 ounce. You really can't feel what you're doing down there. No. You need to be able to feel what you're doing when you're doing this technique.
Yeah, you want to feel everything down there.
Absolutely. And it's like that, you know, in spots throughout this whole creek going through here. I mean, it's just really good drop-offs on this creek channel up here. Oh, there we go.
See? There it goes.
That's not going to be a big one. He was way outside the creek then. He was up on the top side in the flat back behind the tree. I knew it was gonna be a little one. He wasn't down there in the good stuff. That's probably the smallest fish I've ever caught on a black and blue jig. A 3/4 ounce black and blue jig in the wintertime on fork. That's the smallest fish I've ever caught. Guaranteed. Look how pale he is. Whoa. That thing's down there that'll eat you, boy. You better watch your head down there, son. Be careful. Hey guys, one more thing in today's video. All these creek channel bends that you're seeing us fish, especially for sure the ones we're catching fish on, but all these creek channel areas that we're fishing today in today's video are located on the current version of the Fish Life app Lake Fork Premium package. So if you want to know exactly which creek bends have the steepest drop-offs and exactly which ones we're catching these big old fish on, be sure you go subscribe to the Lake Fork Premium package on the Fish Life app. It's linked in the description. Big old tank. Big old tank.
What you got there?
It's just a good one.
Well, I'm thinking that stump right there looks good.
That's a weird way to catch them. I don't know quite how I done that with a jig. I really don't know how I done that with a jig, but here we are. I can't believe I didn't get none of that on the. I forgot to turn my camera on, man. I mean, I just barely had him. He was just in the gill plate. Look.
Was it really?
He was just in there, wedged in his gill plate like that.
Yeah.
I wonder that sucker felt so strong. Yeah. Well, he's a good fish, but damn, he felt real good. Hold that ugly so the camera can see it. There you go. That's a pretty nice one, dude.
That's a good fish.
Take her. All right, folks, here we go. That's the old big jig. Oh, big jig girl. She's cold. Look at her. Oh yeah. Let's put a little extra pepper in the gumbo at the end, boys. A little extra pepper in the gumbo never hurt nobody. It's a little harsh. Oh, talk to me. Oh, talk to me. Come here, you big girl. We just jig fishing, folks. Ah, boy. We ain't doing nothing. We just out here jig fishing, folks at home. Look at the size of the mouth on that thing compared to her.
Compared to the body.
God, boy.
You know how to excite her.
She excited me. The feeling's mutual, baby.
What's the word, Mark? Erogenous. You got me in the erogenous zone. You hit that zone, man.
What zone are we in?
The erogenous zone.
The erogenous. Any of the folks watching the video, if y'all know what that means, please tell us, because we've been trying to figure it out all day.
I think it's actually the erogenous zone.
No, it's the her.
It's
erogenous
her.
zone.
This one.
You're gonna put the H in there. It's her erogenous.
Look at that fish. She pretty. She is pretty. Love it.
Uh-oh. That's right.
Okay then.
Okay.
2 at a time.
Okay, my turn.
Hey, they're on that tree.
One more, and there we got it right there.
Here we go. Fish bump. Oh, fish bump. Fish to fish action. Love it. Let's let them go, man. Yes, indeed, big girl. What are they cold? Look at them. They're just cold. Oh, God. She's like, now you're cold with all that water in your face. Pitch that stump. We caught 2 off that stump. Pitch right to that stump, Mike. Yeah, mine came off the left, his came off the right, but yeah, right there on that stump, we caught both them fish, Mike. Something else, boy.
I went ahead and reeled down on that one, like you said.
Yeah. Because you were holding my phone. My phone did it for you. See, folks, what you don't know is Vic's been a while without a bite.
It's been a while.
So here a second ago, Vic fished over here to this stump, or that stump over there.
Right over there.
And he got a bite, and then he never even reeled down another. As soon as the fish bit it, he swung and missed the fish. We gave old Charlie a hard time about that.
Charlie got a hard time about that.
So this time I handed Charlie my phone, and the only reason he caught that fish, I'm saying, is because he was holding my phone. He had to stop and put my phone between his legs before he could set the hook. So really, you're welcome.
Yeah, you gave.
I
will give you the assist on that fish.
I basically caught that fish for you.
Did catch it. I did supply the jigs.
Listen, folks. I'm the best there is. I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. Oh, come on. Catch that tree, Mike.
No, I got a thump. It hit me.
Good stuff, boys. Good stuff.
Well, it hit me. She hit me good too.
Just a little Lake Fork jig fishing. That's all we're doing, Victor.
Just a little jig fish.
Just a little jig fishing. That's all we're doing. Well, folks, that's going to wrap up our day. Not a ton of bites, and I know there was a couple bites you guys actually that was off camera that you guys didn't see, because I don't always, like that one big one I caught, I turned it on right as I was landing the fish.
You were landing the fish.
I don't always have the camera on. I'm not the best like at this. I'm not a professional YouTuber or anything like that. I'm not great at some of this stuff. So, man, we appreciate you guys watching today. It was a grind, which is kind of normal for wintertime fishing on Lake Fork. It's not always going to be, and we said in the beginning, you're not going to get a ton of bites throwing a jig on Lake Fork this time of year, but
the quality is
there were a couple of those. There were a couple of those ones that'll show enough get your attention when you lean into them, make that line hum a little bit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We did get a couple of those. Just want to ask y'all, who caught the biggest ones today? Who got the two biggest today? Who was that?
Charlie? I think we did with the stumps.
I think we did. It was Charlie and I.
Yeah.
Charlie, your stumps definitely weighed more, but as far as bass go, y'all know who. Jump in the comments. It was your Lake Fork guy, your boy right here.
Well, I mean, we were kind of front-ended the whole time, so I mean that does put us at a disadvantage, you know.
Listen, when you fill your boat up with gas and take me out, you can front end me. That's how that works. That's just how that deal works.
Well,
folks.
you got a point.
He does have a good point.
You got a point.
That is absolutely. I did let you get the money tree though.
Yeah, I got the money.
Now
Did
tree.
you
listen,
get the money
I don't know
tree?
how much they could hear or not hear on that video with that wind blowing across that creek center where we were. Explain to the folks, we went and got lunch, and on the way out from lunch said, listen, we're going to go in, there's going to be one stump.
He said one stump, and we're going to call it Mike's because it's a money tree.
Yeah, it's the old guarantee
It's
tree.
the
Guarantee
tree.
it's going to happen on this tree. And guess what?
Bang, bang.
Your
two in a
man
row.
was right.
2 in a row, right on that dang tree. Pretty good day today. We had over 20 pounds on our best 5. I think we had about 7 bites. I think we caught 7. I think we caught 7, or almost caught 7. You lost the one at the boat. I think we caught 7 fish today. Had a couple other bites that we didn't get on camera. Had a couple bites that we missed on. So not a terrible day as far as numbers go. Not a great day as far as numbers go. But we came out middle of winter, swung for the fences, caught over 20 pounds on our best 5. And the day that I get tired of that or disappointed in that is the day that I'll sell all my stuff and just quit doing it.
That's when you quit.
That's when you quit. That's when we go play golf.
Go play golf.
That'll make you real mad. Never mind. We're not going to go there. We'll be here all day talking about that. Mike, dude, thank you so much for joining us today.
Appreciate it.
As
Thank
always. Vic, awesome, dude. Hey, y'all go check out my boy Vic on, what's your Facebook page, Vic?
It's actually just Vic Pearsall Lake Fork Guide.
Vic Pearsall Lake Fork Guide. Go look that up on Facebook. He's on there. We'll also probably be adding him to the Your Lake Fork Guide website sometime over this year. If you want a trip, you can always reach out to any of us at yourlakeforkguide.com. Call us there, book a trip. We'll email us, call us, whatever. All the contact info is on there, and we'll get you lined up with some guide trips. We'll come out here to Lake Fork, have a good time.
As always.
I don't know if we'll always catch the big ones, but we're going to harass the hell out of them. So thank you guys for watching as always, man. We'll see you next time right here on Your Lake Fork Guide.